All right, good evening, folks. Welcome to JCCR Racing, where we're going to be racing in a mix of C and D class. If you're in a class and you're comfortable with it, watch out. You get too many pole positions and you get kicked into the next class. Now we're about to get kicked into the C class, and we can tell because the first 5 or 6 cars are all C rating, meaning they do the Red Bull Ring in 1:28 or 1:29. So the top speed, 1:28.8 from Spearman. Great job on that fantastic time, Spearman. And that is going to be a hard time because that is like 3-4 seconds better than my fastest time possible. And not a great start. We'll be starting from the very back of the pack because we had a technical error, and I'm going to say technical error, but it's more of a driver error. We call it the 18-inch issue, and that's when you've got an issue between the steering wheel and the seat, so the 18-inch error. So sorry for that. We're driving the Porsche 911, and we're working to find out what is the best car. What car will you dominate in? That's going to boil down to getting a car that suits your strengths and weaknesses as a driver. So we're now testing out the 911, and it's okay that we're in last because we want to test out the car. And I'm going to show you that safe, smart driving will win you races, and a win is when you start in a position, you finish the race in a higher position than what you started in. And we will do that. For whatever reason, my pedals are quite further away. I don't know what's happened here. I think when I wasn't going, I gave the gas a good amount of pressure. Now, key to safe driving and good driving, start wide. Better to go in slow so that you can get to the apex and get back on the throttle earlier. So it feels counterintuitive. You go in what feels like it's really slow, much slower than you normally would take a corner. And we got the penalty there. Let us know in the comment section why you think that penalty was picked up. I'm not sure. Did I go slightly out too much? I didn't feel like I was on the outside very much. When we pit, we are definitely going to get these pedals closer. Now, the 911 is great once you get used to it, but it requires some work to get used to it. You got to brake at the 100 here. That was really quite slow going through there, and it just shows you how having the wrong line will either, if you go in too quick, you're going to slide through and lose all sorts of time. And if you got the wrong line, you got to over brake and really going slow. So you really got to be chasing the outsides. Then no worries, Squirrel 86. No worries at all. No inconvenience at all. There's no inconveniences amongst friends. But good to see you back on the channel. Main crew member right there, Lone Wolf and Squirrel 86 are pretty much here for all the lives. Really appreciate it. Now, last live earlier tonight, we had a good one. The last race of that, we finished in, I think, second or third. It was a fantastic race. Really heated at the end. We just couldn't catch up to, I think it was second place. We couldn't catch up to the Corvette in second. So at the 100, get our braking, turn in, carry your speed through. When you got the right line and you're not on the brakes in the corner, you can carry more speed through the corner. So when your braking is too last minute, you're braking all the way through the corner and you can't get to the inside because you're just going too fast. So we want to carry speed, except for on this is one with, you can carry some speed, just with some speed still is pretty darn slow. That is a really slow turn. Now we raced Kyoto Park. It's not the race I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to get the mountainous, the track from Japan that is very mountainous. You go up the mountain and you go down the mountain with a lot of twists and bends. It is very technical and it is a ton of fun. But Kyoto Park was new, never had driven it. Lone Wolf and I took that on, and really scenic. Very nice race. It's almost all the turns except for 2 are all medium speed. Lots of turns, lots of, well, not lots of speed, a good amount of speed going through the turns. That was a lot of fun. So I find the 911 is a great medium to high speed turn car, because first gear, if you have turns where you're going down to almost 0, first gear is very slow. It's a great performer at high RPM, which is not the case for the 458. I find the 458, if you're going to be sometimes almost like really slowing down, it's just great because it's got so much pedal. It just has a lot of acceleration in the mid-range all the way to the high range, where this is really quick in the high range, high RPM. At the 100, we get our braking in. This is the really tight one. So just by safe, smart driving, we've gone from last and we're in 11th. So we've gone up a bunch of positions. Too late and too tired to be doing math here and focusing on other things. At the 100 now, I think braking, that was too early, but we can make up for it by chasing the apex. And hey, we just got thrown in with a third of the grid. I almost said the grind. No grinding going on here. A third of the grid is C-Class. So the game, when you start to get better at the game will throw you better drivers. Consistent or consecutive pole positions earns you more challenge. Bye, Cheesy Pepperoni. Rage or cry quitting will never get you faster or better. You gotta be last for a while if you want to be pole position. 132.8. I find getting 131, 130, getting near my top speed is easy in the 911. It's a very easy car to drive until you completely lose it. Now, a little bit of pushing. We saw it in the last live how to deal with that. We applied a little bit of, we just closed the gap so they couldn't slam on us. And then we applied a little pressure and they went off the track. So that is definitely someone that Spearman might deserve a little, no, I don't hit cars, but if they're going to be slamming on you, eventually they'll throw you off the track. That has happened to me many, many times. So now my corrective driving for that is actually just making sure they don't have a gap, and if they keep trying to hit me, you apply a little pressure and their turn in will spin them out. They'll go into the wall. Oddly and shamefully satisfying. That was also in the last live. We had some epic battles in the last live. Safe. Now I'm one of the slowest drivers starting from last, and we're now in 8th. We've cut the deck in half. Following Spearman, who took that corner actually well, so I want to learn from him. In life, you gotta... I learned this in sales, I learned this in working out, I learned this in skiing, tennis, soccer, everything I've almost ever done. I try to look at who's doing, you know, who's the kind of the best around me, or the few top players or performers, figure out a strategy, copy their style somewhat, make it my own, and then rinse and repeat. It's like the first time you throw a basketball, it's just awful. It's way off target. You just gotta keep working at it. Oh, I got a pit. Always forgetting the pit. Don't ever feel bad about saying, hey Johnny, you should pit. I love getting tips and tricks. I give them, and I can take them. And I like creating here a racing community that likes to be entertained by some really interesting driving. Lots of mistakes, but interesting, entertaining, clown-style racing. Lots of action, lots of violence on the track. It's a bit of a war zone. Like that game, Warzone. But I think I have to pit here, yeah. But I want to make. We're building a community here at JCCR Racing. The JCCR Racing crew is all about coaching and mentoring. Sometimes you're learning, sometimes you're teaching. No fuel needed. Let's slam on some tires here. Whew. Get these pedals up. Yeah, we're sunk it in by, I'd say, about 4 inches. It's weird, once you get the muscle memory and you play around with that, now they're a little too close, but they'll slowly slide back. The Thrustmaster pedals are great. They're made of metal and they've got rubber pads to really grip down, but I've got it set up on a carpet, so not the best setup on my part. Good setup on Thrustmaster's part. So you want to take that corner and cut it more so you can carry more speed through. At to speed more than what is advantageous or ideal. We think we just got hit. Yes, we did. Dreadnought just took us out. Dreadnought does believe at the moment that he's playing Warzone, or he forgot his brakes. There we go, let's chase down Dreadnought. Work at getting our position back. He is quick though. Try to get up close, have him cut the wind for us. There we go. Getting the right line. We went in slower than he did, but we got a better line and we're closing the gap now. Better line, but was a little later throwing on the throttle because I did not want to make contact. And that was a clean pass. That's great. Feels good when you take any victory is when you finish higher on the grid than when you started. But when you get a clean pass, boy does it feel better than taking a position by some dirty dog driving. Dirty dog driving, the triple D. And I am not into, you know, the triple D. I don't want to take it. I don't want to give it. I just want clean sportsman-like driving as much as possible. Get my 0.5 penalty right there. Come on, GT7. I know you want to give me that time penalty. Really need to get down into some 131s or some 130s. When we are racing, the top of the pack is racing a 128, then a bunch of 129s. Now the Porsche, I have to start off in first here because otherwise second would just completely bog out. Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely, Lone Wolf. Yeah, our last race, watching the fuel, that's right. That's right, we lobbied together, we had a good time. I enjoyed it and I really appreciate the race, Lone Wolf. And Lone Wolf won that, like on paper I won it, but it's only because he didn't watch his fuel and take more fuel. Because he was about 20 seconds faster on a, not quite endurance, we did 8 laps. No, well actually pretty far from endurance, but on 8 laps he was, he would have finished, I think, 20 seconds ahead. I mowed a lot of lawn. It was a new, I wanted to make extra dollars. It was a new track for both of us, and clearly he can adapt to a new track far better and faster than I can. I'm really impressed at how quickly he adapted to the new track. I feel like, where is everyone? I'm just in the middle of what must be 2 clumpings of cars. At the 100, let's get her right down. So we can definitely do the first turn and second. The first one, the second turn, we're gonna have to get down into first. And depending on our speed that we carry through, we might have to shift up into, many cars lose control here because they go in, they're in first, and they give gas right there and full gas, and then you spin out the back end, especially if you're front engine rear wheel drive, for example, like the Corvette and the Mercedes. The new Corvettes, the C8s, are mid-engine. C7s and olders, the last generation and older, we're always front engine rear wheel drive. At the 50. I like that. I can give a good amount of gas there with the 911. Oh, and that's just too much gas right there. That is a very dangerous slide. We lost a lot of time, but we didn't completely lose control. But we do need to change our shorts in between races. Oh, that's going to be a short changer right there. Oh yeah, bud. Oh yeah. Laundry day is going to come early this week. Whew. Oh, that felt good. That was first. And I'm going to see, we're going to find out, was that slow? It felt good, but maybe it only felt like it was fast because I was at the top of first. Had lots of power available when I got back onto it. Normally I go through on second. But maybe going through on second, I carry more speed. So Lone Wolf reminded me of something. That's when you're racing, you use both pedals sometimes at the same time. And I haven't been doing that, and my times would be faster if I did. And the reason I stopped doing that is I stopped playing racing sims for maybe 10 years. Then I raced a little bit on the PS4 in Gran Turismo Sport, and I mean a very little bit. And then I got back into it recently. And in between that, I did quite a few laps go-karting. And there, if you use 2 pedals when racing, you will overheat the brakes on the karts I was using, and you will get kicked off the track. Or just drive right off, because you'll go into a high speed. You'll be doing about 70, 80 kilometers an hour. And there's this big, at the end of the track that I race at the end of a long straightaway, there's a partial turn and then a major turn. And if your brakes got overheated on the one before, or you overbrake that first one, because yeah, it's nice to keep your RPMs high on the karts, and then just brake on top, because when your RPMs go down, they completely bog out, kind of worse than this 911. So let's check out where we ended here. Spearman started in first and finished in first with his 1:28 lap time. Congratulations. Your driver rating is D. Wow, that's kind of sad to be mixed in with. So I'm a D driver with a safety rating S. And first, second, and third are all C ratings, but with a D. And when your safety rating's at D, it means it stands for donkey. You go around biting and kicking everything. It's not like Donkey from the movie Shrek, who's like very, very funny. Great job, Eddie Murphy. You're awesome. You did a great job in pretty much everything you've ever made. Donkey was hilarious. But I mean the real life donkey. Stubborn, biting, kicking mule. But great at protecting your flock. So if you've got, whatever, cows, sheep, whatever, they'll protect them against everything. They're fantastic. For safety. So we jumped 7 positions from our starting position, but as you saw at the beginning, I had a technical error. I'm the technical error with the steering wheel. It was off, I guess. I don't know when it shut off. And yeah, that was a painful start. But safe, smart driving gets you wins. Driving a car you know gets you more wins than taking the car you don't know that has the fastest lap. So take a car you love, learn it, rinse and repeat. You will get better. Don't give up. It's so worth it. It's once you get consistent, steady laps with no accidents, and you really get your kind of like your slalom when you're skiing, but you get that in sim racing. Primo, super relaxing. So let's just no worries, Squirrel. No worries, Squirrel 86. We'll get a race in later on, either later on this weekend or maybe next Friday. It'd be great if we could get a lobby every Friday night where subs. I don't know how to mix it with public. I would have liked a bit of public to jump in, but we'll try to get a sub community going where we can sub it up every week. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up on the chat, and my phone was telling me to go to bed. I've got a timer to go to bed. Should name my phone Mom, be like, thanks, Mom. No need to go to bed quite yet. Let's check it out. That went great in the 911. And now if you've got a car that you want to see driven or reviewed, let me know. I'm not close-minded. I certainly don't mind trying, and I will try something new here for the practice laps. So let's try out the NSX GT 500. This was a legendary car, and hopefully your legendary cars haven't disappeared, but my legendary cars, all the ones really worth buying, the GR1s, are now gone. Well, they're sold out, and they're going to probably go from sold out to gone, and who knows when they're going to come back. So check them out, try them out. Throw on buy some racing softs. Never cheap. And who would buy tires and not want them? You're just buying them because it's fun to spend money? Yeah, I don't have that kind of money. So remember, we've got time for 2 laps. Always good before going and really getting online. Try the car out. No, it's ins and outs. So let's see how this, what must have been 1.5 to 2.5 million car goes. It sounds great. Sounds really good. Has a bit of an F1 car sound to it. I feel like I was able to fly through that corner. Maybe this is one of those legendary cars like all the GR1 cars, like the Porsche 962 and the R92 CP, that are really, really worth it. The lap time will tell, so stay tuned, keep watching, drop a comment, please help out the channel, like, subscribe, drop a comment, share if you know anyone else that likes car racing and wants to learn car racing skills. We are doing this because, well, I love sim racing. I like hanging out with you folks, with the crew here, the JCCR Racing crew. Very much like it. Only Drive 2024. Hello. Hello, good sir. We are testing out the NSX GT 500. Legendary car that costs a pretty penny. Wondering if we blew our money or if it was well worth it. Alright, can't take the corner that fast. Fair enough. That was kind of ridiculous of me. Really over-tested there. But it feels very fast in every gear. About a 133. So let's see, that's not Porsche 911 or Ferrari time. Focus in. controllable. I have to remember to rev it out. That's probably where we lost all the time on the last one. Didn't rev it out at all. Braking is incredible. Like the McLaren and NSX, the regular NSX, the GR3 NSX, the more modern one. Oh, this, I think I can definitely take a race with this. No, that wasn't very attractive. The driving or my face. And time 2. No, those are good brakes. Time to check the online. Oh, pit stop, yeah. Go for it. Same here. We'll start up the race. Running out of beverage, so while the race counts down, I think I'm going to run for a quick pit stop. So 131.1 is the record. In the race, we got a 131 even, I believe, or was it 130.9 with the 911? So that is currently my fast car. Car settings, the NSX, whether it's the GT500 NSX or the regular NSX, I do find is easier to drive than the 911. It's fantastic in how it looks, but we just tested out one lap and I didn't get that easy, you know, that easy 132 that I was getting out of the 911. But I feel like if you're looking for a car that will likely, you'll create less errors, go with the NSX. Go with the McLaren up here. More errors, Ferrari 458, but once you get the hang of it, it is fast. And the 911, I don't know. I find it's like a first or last car. When I lose it, I really lose it, and I don't think I'm the only one. You know, we've done a few races in the 911, and we're going to do a few more. Oh, thank you very much, Only Drive 224. Well, you're an excellent driver. To get a 129, man, you're an excellent, excellent driver. Let me know, what car do you use, or what are your, top 1, 2, or max 3 cars on the Red Bull Ring? What do you think of the 911 for this? Are we better off? Which car would you say we're better off with? And feel free to drop any tips as we go along. I've got 58 seconds. I'm running upstairs. I will be right back.
Hi friends. Lee has joined the room. Flipped has joined the room. Don't scratch my at $, pound and percent car. Mac_racing has joined the room. Plastic, Hypno Butterfly has joined the room.
Now, I promise this is going to be an adrenaline rush of a race. We're going to be having epic battles, and not the violent kind. We're going to be no contact, covering how to win by being a safe, smart driver with one of the slowest times. We're starting off in 12th. We've got one of the slowest laps. First math racing G. Congratulations, 127.8. That is fast. I thought the world ranking on this is like a 126. So I don't know how I'm being put into these categories with such fast drivers. I have trouble getting a consistent 131, and I'm trying to get it down to 130, but part of that is going to be through learning and growing as a community. So watch as we go from 0 to hero over time. Love everyone in the JCCR racing crew to support each other. Sometimes we learn, sometimes we teach, sometimes we coach. So there, a little trick that normally goes better, but it's the 911 taking off in first is a little slow, but foot on the brake, rev it up. Oh, that was so dirty. So very, very dirty. I just got sandwiched. Penalty. How did I get a 5-second penalty? I didn't crash into anything in front of me. I got sandwiched, as you can see. So that is shame on you, Gran Turismo 7, because if I hit a car in front of me, it was purely from being punched from behind. So poor calculations there. This is not a pleasant or fun start off, but we're not going to rage quit. We're not going to cry quit. We're just going to get better. And always work to learn the track better, learn all the different vehicles, get the best out of every vehicle, try to learn its strengths and weaknesses before my driving, in regards to our driving strengths and weaknesses. Sorry, it was a huge distraction that the green 911 was mowing more lawn than I used to pay for schooling. I'm usually pretty happy when I get a penalty, because I'm like, when it happens, I'm like, oh, I deserve that, glad to take it, should get more time off. But 5 seconds for being sandwiched between two vehicles, I just don't understand that one. And if you understand it and I made a silly mistake, teach me, let me know. But we're going to the corner there, and I got it from every direction. So here we go at the 100, we brake, we turn in. So time to go from pretty much last. Let's see, can we increase 7 to 8 positions by safe, smart driving? And the safe, smart driving on the corner lap 1 would have been to go, I did everything I could to avoid him, which meant going wide, but I should have probably on turn 1 gone really wide and kind of leave the ideal line to others. The 5-second penalty is kind of a big deal. You gotta watch out when cars are ghosted. You don't know when they're gonna come back. And when they do, you will punt them and get a huge penalty. Try not to collide with anyone, but it's not easy here. Stitch Crush is a little bit zigzagging. And we got a top lap already, 129. Probably from the 127 pole position start. That was a lot of brake smoke. A lot of tire in there. At least what's nice is the pack is, we got what, 10, 12 positions all clumped together. One accident, we could pass them. Or with a lot of work and careful driving, we can maybe get ahead of this clumping here. But yeah, lap 1, that clumping turned into a dumping. Clumping to a dumping. Still some fighting. This is in Warzone, people. Keep it clean. Please let me just a wee bit of track. And when you can't get any track, when you see they're not going to give you any, you're just better off to lay off the throttle. Better to have space than to end up in the fence. Quick braking on the 50 with some turn in. Woo! Never know. I don't want to risk him getting unghosted. Oh, these cars are showing a lot of damage, but that is a nice... That reminds me, for that Porsche 911 in front of us, that's similar to what in the real world they call a Carmine Red. Oh, I got really into looking at the back of that vehicle. Gotta watch out. Looking at behinds in real life could cause you a lot of trouble. End up with a lot of damage. Not just when driving. Is that car going towards us? Is that the front? 129.1 by Canadian Math Racing. I believe he's driving the Genesis up there. Boring car. For looks, at least. Must drive really well. Everyone takes it. Everyone gets top times with it on every single track. Very suspicious. So better to go in slow. We got to do the mantra here. In slow. Get the right line. Cover less track. And be on the throttle so much sooner. So that we can just go... Okay, well, I guess he took it pretty decently, too. Ooh, I'm playing with fire here. Ooh. Oh, it was a close one. Driving manual saved us that corner. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, yeah, penalty because I went on the lawn. Wow. So I guess the judges are landscapers because they got real upset that I took out some lawn there. And we've got our usual early quitters. Either quitting from frustration, I call it the rage quit or the cry quit. But you don't get better doing that, so you got to stick it out in the race. And it's just nice. You got to take last once in a while, so second last doesn't feel so bad. And then later it'll be your turn to be second last, and so on and so forth until you're at the top of the pole. Well, let's be honest. You get a few pole positions and Gran Turismo throws you against better drivers. So we're racing against some Class C now. And 127 lap time, that's fast. There we go. Caught back up to the crimson red 911. My 911 is guards red and old, a 1999. Woo. He is slowing me down a little here, and I got to get past him. He's really slowing me down with some odd driving. Brake points that surprised me. Oh, we really needed to pit there. Always feel free in the comments. Tell me what to do. Give me tips. Give me tricks here, because otherwise I forget to pit. I'm sorry, buddy, but I got ahead of you here. Oh, that actually went pretty well. That seemed fast, even though I did not have a great line there, and I had no choice. I would have liked to have gone wider, but I can't. Can't go wider when there's someone on the left of you. Yeah, he kind of cut that in a dirty way. It's the way I did it the other night. What is going on, Lee? What are you doing? He rushed in, and I had to brake or drive into him. Nothing I could do there. I'm back with the dirty dogs at the back of the pack. Yeah, I saw that one coming from a mile away. I could smell the crap that was a brewing. That's too bad, because we were getting up there in the positions. We just lost, what, was it 3 positions? We were in 8, so we must have been in about 5th. Oh. Frustrating. At the 50, get some braking in. Chase the apex. Ooh, oh, that's a driver on my part. And that's what always kind of scares me on the 911. It seems like it'll stick forever until it really does not stick. Yep. I guess it'll be one of those nights. Gotta take last sometimes. You can still maybe climb. We got time. The faster you get in the pit, the faster you get out. Thank you, Squirrel, for the pit reminder. Very much appreciated and very helpful. Okay, so Only Drive says he has not tried the 911. He did the BRZ. It's stable but kind of slow. Yeah, I've found that to be as well. Woohoo! I got to get these gloves back on. Okay, from the back of the pack, let's see what we can do here this fine evening. You're watching JCCR Racing. And it'd be deeply appreciated. I'm going through tips and tricks, kind of like a walkthrough guide with help from the community. So please drop comments, give us your tips and tricks. What are your cars you like to use? You can talk about specific corners, specific laps. But it'd be great if you could like, subscribe, turn bell notifications on to not miss any of the what's usually epic racing, epic battles. But the only epic battles that have been in this race this evening have been violent battles. I like to have the epic battles where it's back and forth racing, neck and neck, following a few feet behind other vehicles or being followed and hunted down. But I guess the pack I'm playing with tonight decided it's more fun to play like it's Warzone. A nice little Warzone lobby. Give it the gas, turn in. Trying to push it just a little harder. I'm in the back, so it's a great learning opportunity. We can now push the car a little harder than we normally would, because what's the big deal if we spin out? So just a little bit past 100, and that is fine. No penalty there, because you're allowed slight off. I think if you go off on the yellow bar and come back, well, before the end of the yellow bar, there's no penalty. So we are in a learning mode right now. This one at the 100. Let's see what the 911 can take in regards to acceleration and braking, going in and out of the bends. I can have the steering wheel turned like this and be full throttle, no issues sliding out. And of course, if you're stability control 5, you can pretty much always have the pedal down and not be penalized from excessive wheel spin. But that's not the case. We're on stability control 2, and ASM is off. And ASM is a huge help for not spinning out, but it also reduces a bit of your overall time. And I'm still at the skill level where overall I'll lose less time. Ooh, forgot about that. I guess I need to do less talky-talky and more drivey-drivey. At the 100, carry through on second. Still 2, that's not an improvement though in overall speed, so I'm better to go in slow, come out fast, get the right angle to cut through the turn. that's too much. When the 911 has tires going off, when they're off the curbies and you're coming back on the curbies, the bendies, the curbs, it will spin out the back end. So to be competitive now, we are going to need to start getting a 130. Or just not getting beaten on at the beginning of the race. Still not getting into that consistent 131. So it means we got to push just a little harder. That's much better. Turn 1 you can take actually surprisingly quick. Now I didn't see, but that must have been what, 60 miles per hour? Let's see what speed. Try a little faster in turn 2 in sim racing, just like life. Look for the right strategies. Practice the actions until you get better. Keep trying and you will get better. And we did start, we're not a complete 0 now, but we did start as a complete 0. Doing lap times that are about 15 seconds off the rest of the class. So that's too much because there's gravel out there. Okay, that's new. The gravel's not new. Me knowing about it is new. Alright, you actually feel the 911 when it's about to give. The back end will slide a little bit. Having the steering wheel, it's a big adjustment from a controller, but having the steering wheel will let you know. You'll feel it when the back end, if you're paying attention, you'll feel it when the back end's about to slide out. You just need to let go of the accelerator. Lower, mostly because of the last third of the track. So here, 70, we let go of the brakes in the mid 70s and then we just kind of coasted. .45 miles per hour, seemed pretty safe. At the 100, yeah, plenty, yeah, it's safe to start braking at the 100. Got to really rev out the 911, the NSX. Ferrari 458, also another car you need to rev out. Brake right in that little section and turn in. Okay, so this was a fast section. Faster. At the 50. Quick little braking, get into the right gear. That was fast. This will be one of my faster ones. Alright, 130 something. 131 something, so just gotta, when you're racing, sim racing, or like in any sport, you throw the right shot in basketball, you gotta memorize, okay, what did I do? Now let's try to do it again. Same thing with sim racing. You're like, okay, what did I do? And that's why it's so good to go on circuit experience. And on circuit experience, you take corner by corner. It's not just about getting the bronze. Try to get silver or gold, because the more times you do that corner, or 2 corners or 3 corners, you'll get into your muscle memory. And then when you come online, if you don't get completely taken out in that dangerous first lap, you're going to have some really good success and a lot of fun, because you'll feel good. So let's see where our racing, where we finished up. Valentino,
Dieter,
C
Dieter
rating
underscore
went up, safety rating went up, so C for
260,981
speed,
has
C
left the
for
room.
safety. Math
Stick Rush,
racing finished in
Rush
second
23
with
has left the
faster
room.
laps, but his D rating went up, so good on you for driving safely. And the bronze goes to a Porsche 911 with Augustin C08 driving. Now let's see the rest of the pack. This is a
Two
dirty
Babs,
pack,
Temple
so
Life Terror
not
has
fun
left
at
the
all
room.
driving with an
Blind
E
Run.
rating right there. I don't know what they're doing there in the class. Like, I didn't spend all this time trying to get to an S rating to drive with the most dangerous drivers. Ash Wolf, so I feel like these were the cars that were really
Ash Wolf 52
destroying
has
us.
left
And
the
my
room.
safety rating went down as a consequence because I got sandwiched between two cars and they were hitting me, and the game somehow thought I did any hitting. My steering wheel was not hitting anyone. Maybe we got rear-ended really hard and thrown into another car, which you have to watch out for because apparently you get penalized for it. So, tip, I guess, is be careful. If you get rear-ended so hard you rear-end another car from it, you'll still get blamed. Now let's check out the rent. You can always, it says rent an event specified car. I don't think this costs anything, honestly. And you can go through the list, try out different cars, see what works for you, what matches. So let's see here. Only drive 2024. Okay, so he was saying Corvette was fine, too less drama than Genesis. NSX was nah. Couldn't find time to learn the NSX. Supra can be fast if you have the skill to control the oversteer. Wow, that's fantastic advice. Thank you very much. And you're saying earlier you haven't tried the 911, but the BRZ is stable but slow. I found that as well to be true. Tried Genesis, but suffered big understeer. Tried to adjust the suspension, reduce LSD settings, could manage it under nervous situation. Yeah, and it's a Genesis, so I don't have a desire to try it. But I've gotten some positive feedback about the F-Type GR3. Good looking car. And that's going to be front engine, rear wheel drive, right? So pretty predictable understeer. Really enjoy the Viper. Sorry, excuse me. So let's try it out in the Viper here. Viper definitely deserves a try. I've never been disappointed in it with it. Mind you, I've tried it on 3 races only. And yes, the Corvette is great on this track if it's a car that you can handle. But I didn't find it hard to handle at all. I just found it felt heavy driving it. The Viper actually feels lighter, and it sounds better. Nice V10 engine at the 100. Oh, the braking though is not as impressive as the braking on many cars such as the 458 Italia, the 911, and the NSX, and the McLaren. At the 100, let's see, does it get down into first? Okay, it does. Just doesn't really feel like it's slowing down like some of the other cars that you really feel the brakes. I don't know, I guess that doesn't make sense. It slows down, but it doesn't feel quite like it's slowing down fast enough. Now, the curbs do shake it up. You can feel in the steering wheel, you gotta fight it a little, hold it steady. Really feel the track. It's kind of like driving my 1991 Toyota MR2 that has no power steering. So you really feel you feel everything the road throws at you. And it doesn't look like it likes getting revved out all that much. So that's an adjustment too. It's more like the Mercedes AMG. Oh, when you let off the brakes, a lot of nose kick, even more than the Ferrari 458. But if you manage the 458, you'll like this because you're like, sounds great, like the 458. Doesn't feel as light, it feels a little chunkier. It can take a hitting from other cars. It's a bit of a tank. Get back on the throttle early, hard, pretty hard there. So that's a 133 though, that's pretty slow. We have to push it harder and see if it can take it. Wow, the gear shifts are really, you go through the gears really quickly. Like, you gotta get on that shifting pretty. Gotta get a little smoother through that. I'm still a little edgy, say. Okay, so 132 flat. Takes corners really well. I find it's easy to get through the right line. Easy to get to the right line. I don't know. I'm liking the Viper a lot. But I don't like that at all. So I like a car that can handle when you're off the curb and popping back on it, that you don't just completely lose control like we did there. I can handle a bit of control loss, but that control loss was pretty epic. So let's give it one last chance, and if not, we'll go with the tried and true, easy to push around Ferrari. Okay, so the Corvette shift faster. Cool. Good to know. Very good to know. Naturally, I shifted early there because I was worried about tire spin on the candy canes. Yeah, I really I can't rev it out the way I rev out many of the cars, the NSX Italia 911. I think, if I recall, the Hurricane was a rev out car. What would I have gotten as a lap time, though? That's the question. 130.9. That's good. And the track, that's good for me. Still not my record, so what did we get the record in? We'll find out. You pop out here, and it should tell us. Straighten out. Might not have time to switch cars. So, yeah, still not telling me. So let's see in these 20 seconds. Finish up the night. We're going in with the Viper. Not gonna risk trying to get out, switch cars, and just getting stuck and not getting into the race. So we're gonna be starting, I doubt, in 6th.
Has joined the room. Ball C86, the fish.
So I would have thought 1 second in racing is a ton of time. Like, it's ridiculous. A 1 second difference. It's a lot.
Nub Muffin has
And
joined the
okay,
room.
so we've been kicked down a little in
Hobbit,
speed. So
the
instead of a
underscore Hobbit
127 fastest lap, it's a
2125
129.5.
has joined
A
the
little
room.
more respectable.
Howdy.
But I would think these
Caravari
lobbies to
66,
really
Caravari
represent,
66
racing,
has
that there
joined the
be
room.
1 second difference
Cody
between first and
199
last.
at
Because
Bono
on 11 laps, 1
199
second between
has
first
joined
and
the
last,
room.
that's 11 seconds. That's
Sega 88BL
it's a world
has
of
joined the
difference.
room. Apex Spoops underscore 300.
All right, so welcome to the weekly race, where we're going to be covering tips and tricks on how to win at the weekly race, even if you're not the fastest. And I can tell you, I'm never the fastest here. I'm starting off, what was it, in pole position, like 12th or something, so we'll find out in just a minute. But this is the daily race, Red Bull Ring Race C. So you'll find this online. You will have fun if you stay out of trouble, so I'm going to show you how to stay out of trouble, how to drive safe and smart, and how to gain a lot of positions just by driving safe and smart. Surprisingly, starting off in 6th here. So used right there. Foot on the brake, so when I release the brake, the car propels. It's already high revving. So that is one way to just propel yourself. We just gained 3 spots. Just make sure you don't hit anyone, because if you do, you will be penalized and have a delay. Probably what happened to Terry Berry, 66 ahead of us, and I don't know what kind of weird looking Renault French thingy that is. Oh, the French. The French, they make good bread, but the cars, oof, not always the sexiest, eh? So that was a pretty bad fake French from France speaking English accent. Pretty bad job there, but could be worse. Let's go. Now you gotta watch out. Those back tires are on those candy canes, and like the 911, it is very sensitive. A little touching on the candy canes with the accelerator down, and it's ready to explode. Can't rev this out like I'm used to. Oh, and we got someone taking a dirty line on us and not actually really going faster, just pushed, and we both slow down for that, so that's completely useless. He gets a penalty. He slowed himself down in doing the action and slowed me down in the process as well. So instead of winning together, we could learn and grow and win together, and he chose violence today. And he's continuing to choose violence. We got pushed throughout that corner. I will not brake check the pack. It's tempting, but we're working on a pole position. Woo! Could hear someone hitting the wall back there. So we're in 2nd. We're doing pretty good tonight. It's going very nice now. We just have to drive safe. Let's cover some of the tips and tricks. So on almost every corner, we're going to go from as wide, the opposing side of the turn, as wide as possible. So here, going so wide, we're on the candy canes. Oh, it's dangerous in the Viper. Forget driving on the candy canes in the Viper. I will lose control at some point. And we hunt down the apex, meaning we turn in, we go in slow and come out fast. So here, go in slow. He's gone in fast, and he might go wide, or he'll get lucky. A little bit of braking here, then the turn in. Hunt that apex so you can get back on the throttle that much earlier, and that will help you close gaps between other cars. Then follow behind them. Let them break win for you. It's a smelly experience, but you do get ahead. Whoa there, friend. Oh, he's driving a wee bit dangerously this fine evening. Let's stay away from him. That is not an S-level safety rating driver. Take this one at 2nd. And there, I'm always afraid, but you need to get back on the gas, but it's kind of scary because it can also be a slide-out situation. But if you want to have fast laps, you're going to be scared. You're going to be nervous. It's going to work the nerves. That's all part of the fun. Common spin out spot right there if you're too hard on the throttle. So you just got to ease into the throttle, and the straighter the steering wheel, the harder the throttle in can be. Full braking, And as I go into the corner, I should slowly release the brake. I didn't slowly release it there. Bad example, but good explanation. I hope that was understandable. Quick tap, get my turn in. So I gotta start driving with 2 feet. I'm already 2 feet driving, of course, but I mean 2 pedals sometimes at the same time. A little correcting with the brake. I don't think while I'm in second I should be trying new things. That's probably not very wise of me. There we go. Some hard braking. Ooh, a little slide because I was just a wee bit too hard on the brakes. I was just needed to release them a little bit more. At the 100. And after that corner, which was not ideal, we should have quite a bit of traffic behind us, but the whole pack is clumped up together, and I don't want to be part of those 4, 5, 6 pushing cars, so let's focus what's on in front. When you focus on what's behind you in life, and if you beat yourself up about it, that's depression, worrying about the past. That can definitely cause a good amount of depression. Worrying about the future, thinking too much about the future, planning for it is fine, but worrying about it, or beating yourself up about, or stressing or being scared about the future, that's anxiety. Like a test coming up, being stressed out about it isn't going to make you do any better in the test. Being stressed out just enough that you actually study, well, that's good for you. But the night before, not sleeping because you can't stop thinking whether you'll do poorly or not. Ooh, started to all of a sudden really turn in. That was really bad, so now the pack is right behind us. Yeah, 133, no wonder the pack is right on our heels. Let's get down, coast through at second. And we got to remember to pit here. Let's get some fresh tires because we have to pit anyways. And I don't think it's worth not changing the tires for what will it be, like 4 seconds that we save? As you pass the apex, my 2 cents. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna get only drive, thank you. I'm gonna read that more slowly when we pit so it can sink in. Good, clean pass on his part. Good job, Apex. Pushing it just a little harder. And well worth it. Oh, come on. Don't try that silly crap. What a donkey. Trying to punch it. Donkey going around trying to punch everything he can. Now, I wonder, is it better to not change the tires to save the 4 seconds? Now, let's see what Only Drive had to say. You could try shift up as you pass the apex. My 2 cents. Yeah, to not spin out. Great. That is a spot on advice. I gotta remember to do that, especially as you increase in power levels and decrease in driver assist. And you need to eventually decrease the driver assist if you want to get faster. And if you don't want to get faster, penalty. What for? How do I get a Okay, Gran Turismo 7, I sometimes don't understand. I really don't see where the penalty was. Is it because I looked at the pit lane? I can't look at it? No looky-looky? I can understand if the rules are no touchy-touchy, but no looky-looky. Oh yeah, I looked at the pit line, so I got a 0.5 penalty, I guess. We're in 9th. Let's see who pits, and can we climb back to the top? So shifted up, so now I can, oh, I thought I shifted up, I didn't hit that hard enough. Gotta get these shifts quick, can't rev it out. I like to rev cars out in the game. I don't like to, my personal cars, I never rev out. Never, never, never. That was really slow and bad in many ways, and that's what happens when you don't get the right drive line. Well, it's quite a slip and slide experience. Ooh, Apex, huge penalty. He seems to have taken some sort of either vengeance or preemptive strike on somebody. So bad driving has guaranteed him losing probably 1 to 4 positions, depending how tight the pack is. Yeah, he's going to lose about 4 or 5 positions. So it's so much smarter and better. You'll do so much better, and you'll enjoy the game more if you drive clean and smart. Because who cares if you can take a certain corner quicker than other people if you can't keep control of yourself. Time to blow his doors off as he takes this penalty. Now, how fast or how slow? Okay lap. Okay lap. Let's try to bring that time down. There's second. We are oh, this is going to be an exciting last 3 laps. I hope you stay for the last 3 laps here. I don't think you'll want to miss this. We're going to do some epic battles to hold the position and maybe to take. Now I'm being a little more cautious. I did not want to spit out there, but now there's more space, so I cannot be that cautious if I want to get second or hold on to third. And I do believe we're following a very colorful Jaguar. It's so colorful, it's making me think that it's Austin Powers' Jaguar. And I guess I should behave. Dropped into second to save the corner. Wasn't a fast taking of that corner, but I did stay under control. 132.2. If we're going to hold this, we got to shave a good second off. Just barely made it back in time. It's a Dodge product, but it's still not made for going out and cutting all that grass that's on the outside of the track. Ooh, the steering wheel, when you're hard on the brakes, really starts turning left, right. I have counter steering off, ASM off, stability control on too, so pretty much everything off, but just a tiny bit of TCS traction control system. Ooh, I can hear another engine. Oh, there we go. That is close, and we are in second. So we're chasing down first. Oh, don't cut it like that. What a clown. What a dirty, dirty, dirty clown. And no penalty from the game whatsoever. And that shouldn't be the case. I can understand if you're, you know, if you're in E-class, if you're E-safety rating, and you're in E-class for speed, it just means like you don't know the track very well. But like this guy, Apex, dirty, dirty, dirty dog as well. It's too bad. This was quite a fun race. So I'll take a somewhat dirty inside line. Not impressed. Not impressed. Buddy, come on. Not cool. Not cool at all. And their sportsman rating won't go down for those actions, which is kind of unfortunate. Like this guy just came for the spear. Sega, your driving is out of style like your name. Wow, I've never seen the track cut that much, but it seems like it worked. Supra didn't get a penalty, and neither did we. Just had an unbelievably slow lap from getting pounded on. Let's see what we can do in the final lap. Close one. That's not good. You lose time when you slide. Could have gone worse.
Flunk drunk has left the room. Flunk drunk has left the room.
So no point in rage quitting or cry quitting. Some people quit right after they unsuccessfully take another car out. They attack. Their attack doesn't work out, they end up off the track, and then they pout, they moan, and they quit. You gotta finish last. Someone's gotta finish last, and you gotta, it's how you learn. I don't know what I'm supposed to learn off a situation from both of those cars just pounding away, spearing me in the side. Other than I have to learn to be so fast that I can't be caught. Well, sorry folks, we threw away, or got pushed out of the way from second. Things were going pretty solidly, but Sega, a fellow Canadian, thrown us shade. Well, thank you very much, Only Drive. I do appreciate you saying respect, sir. Yeah, I nonetheless, as much as I was frustrated, I didn't retaliate. 3 seconds is usually cutting pit line lanes. Agreed. Yeah. Oh, maybe I understeered while entering the pit. Yes, could very well be from that. So we finished 5th. Would have loved to held on to that second. We had been chasing first for a while, but sometimes you can't control. In life, just like in racing, you can control yourself, but you can't control others. So I can't be frustrated. Why would I ever be frustrated? Why would I ever expect to control others and expect others to drive in a sensible manner? The only way we can partially be maybe somewhat frustrated that GT7 doesn't have some sort of framework that when you're in a straight line and people hit you, that it's just not like 5-second penalty or, you know, $200,000 credit deduction. Or, and I did this last night by accident, but when you're going through a corner, someone just spears you. I didn't spear them. What actually happened is I had the right line, but there was some contact because the car slid, but I didn't spear anyone. The car slid and it did push them kind of off the track, and there's the driver stoned. So stoned again. I'm still sorry, and I'm still thinking about it. So let's see where we ended up. Vaga Loom, congratulations! I love seeing that. A winner from a car you don't see often at the top, the Jaguar. Your D and your S went up. So you're the man right there, or woman, or whatever. Good job is what I'm trying to say. Matatango, your S rating went down, so who cares that you got second? You didn't deserve it. You drove like a dirty dog. Apex, great job. Safety rating went up. Fantastic. Sega, safety rating went up. Both of those I thought hit me on the way back. I guess hitting people on straightaways, the game doesn't want to count them. My safety rating also went up because I didn't retaliate. And The Hobbit, good job, finishing up in 6th. Audi Prince, O2, great job. You got faster laps. Your DR, your speed went up, and your safety rating went up. And that's just perfect. You finished in 7th, and you're a big-time winner because both your driver speed and your safety rating went up. When you can get both those things up, so you're not like going faster because you're rebounding off people to make your corner, your turn, you're doing a great job. So congratulations, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate everyone taking the time to hang out, to talk, to share tips. And until next time, I wish you all more cars and more power. And just one last thing before we go for the night, because I got to not get black underneath the eyes here. But just a reminder, hit up your legendary cars. Maybe you're lucky and they haven't disappeared yet on you. But these, I think maybe they're sold out because I bought everyone except for the Mazda. So if you haven't gotten your sold out status here, pick up your legendary cars. Check out what else is interesting. I bought the GT500 and I want to say for 2.5 million credits. Collect it if you want to collect it, but not worth it. It's not faster than the GTR 2013 or 2018. The McLaren for 16 million, I test drove it, and I love it, but I haven't bought it. I don't think I've bought it. No, not that kind of money. I don't have that kind of money. The NSX GT500 at 1.5 million is gorgeous. It looks better than the newer NSX, in my opinion, but it doesn't drive better. It drives very similar, but it sounds incredible. Get this car. It's worth the money for the sound. And if you want to go old school, is this a Gullwing? Yeah, it is a Gullwing. Yeah, if you want to go old school, get something very primo cool, go with that 300 SL Coupe. I think it's a Gullwing from the shape of those doors. Yeah, they don't go down to the bottom. So check out your legendary cars before it's too late. Thank you again so much. Wish you all more cars, more power. Do hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car you love sometime real soon. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, folks. Take care and see you in tomorrow's live. Try to do a live in the morning.